All right, y'all, welcome back to another one. So, coming at you from my my little camper trailer here. I actually just rolled into Ohio. It's just a little after 1 o'clock now. So, I am actually meeting up with the winners of the Adult Youth giveaway tomorrow. We're going to spend a couple of days together trapping and fur handling. It should be really cool. The guy's name's Willie, and he's got 4 young daughters that seem to be super interested into the whole trapping and skinning thing. So it should be a ton of fun. So anyway, real quick, if y'all would like to support the channel, what we're doing here, it's a great way to do it. We still got t-shirts and hoodies. This is a t-shirt, that's the front. This is the back. Great logo. Both the hoodies and the t-shirts are the same. Had some awesome feedback from you guys about the quality. Like I said, this is not your run-of-the-mill Teespring kind of junk. This is really, really nice quality stuff, and I appreciate everybody who's been writing in, telling me, you know, the quality. All right, so let's get back to the video. So, kind of a mid-season fur market report, if you will. I've been getting a ton of questions on, you know, now season's been going for, you know, roughly a month or so. What are you seeing as far as prices? And I wanted to relay kind of the information that I've been getting towards you all. So a lot of the information I've been getting has been coming from Groenwald. This is Groenwald Wool and Fur Company. What's a mouthful? Anyway, they are a fur buyer out of Northern Illinois. They're a pretty big player in the game, really kind of stepped up whenever NAFA took a tumble. But anyway, they run trucks around, you know, a good part of the country, buying up fur, kind of like NAFA and fur harvesters do. So anyway, they do a pretty good job of keeping you up to date what's going on. So I kind of want to share some of the information that they've been sharing as well. So just within the last couple of days, Groenwald is buying in Elkader, Iowa. I hope I'm saying that right. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, the reason that this Elkader that's why it's important to me, is because Elkader is positioned in what is kind of unofficially known as the Golden Triangle for coon populations. This is a part of the country kind of in northeastern Iowa, southwestern Wisconsin, and southeastern Minnesota. If you can kind of picture a triangle in that region, this is where some of the best coon in the country come from as far as color, size, just quality in general. So anyway, that's kind of important whenever I go talk about prices. So I want you guys to play that into a factor. We're talking about kind of the best of the best here. So anyway, recently, Groenwald was up there buying, so I wanted to kind of give to you guys some of the prices that I was seeing from that sale, or that buy, if you will. So anyway, first things first, coon. I was pleasantly surprised with the dollar amount that they were given for coon. So the coon that I saw being sold were all green, so that's skinned, unfleshed. Nobody was selling dried or finished hides. Tops that I saw, and this is, I would say, I don't know, roughly 100 to 150 pelts that I saw go through the truck window there. The high was about $10 average. Low was 4 to 6. I would say the average was 6 to 7. Now you have to remember, this is about the best of the best. Some of the coon were caught, you know, just within the last couple of weeks. So definitely not early caught coon, but you know, the prime coon. Obviously the lower dollar coon were the early caught coon. A lot of people weren't really bringing in their smalls. For the most part, what I saw come through the window was, you know, big, at least XL. Most of them were 2X and on up coons. So anyway, like I said, we are talking about the best of the best, but $10 to $4 is kind of what Groenwald was paying. And that's kind of what I've been hearing, you know, not just, I don't want to pick on Groenwald, but that's kind of the most recent information I've been seeing. As far as muskrats were going, all the muskrats I saw come through his truck window there as he was buying, everything was put up. I saw probably 300 to 400-ish muskrats come through there. Anything from 50 cents to $3 for put up muskrats. So, you know, that's, you know, A lot of guys think, oh, a 50-cent muskrat, that's a tiny little damaged muskrat. For the bigger, you know, extra large, good quality muskrats, it was right around $3 for finished. Moving on to beaver. Beaver, you know, and this is something that's I think is really cool. Beaver, they were paying an average of about $15 for beaver pelts. Once again, this was all green. I didn't see any finished beaver come through the truck window. But yeah, about a $15 average. There was some 7s, there was some 10s, but I would say $13 to $15 is about what he was paying for green beaver. Obviously, like I said, this is coming from a pretty good part of the country. And you know, one thing about beavers, and that's what you keep hearing this year, is beaver prices. There's a market for them, and you know, traditionally for the last few years, beaver prices have been down. Castor prices have been up because of the low harvest, but beaver prices have been down. I was actually talking to Charlie from Hoosier Trapper, and we were talking about it, and he mentioned something that I hadn't really thought about, and I think it's kind of funny. So I was asking, you know, why are beaver prices up? You know, it really makes no sense, because for the most part, in case you guys don't know, for the most part, beaver prices are kind of dictated around the hatter market. You know, like the Stetsons and stuff, that's made out of beaver felt. The process it takes to make beaver into a garment, there's a kind of an extra process. A lot of times to make beaver pelts into a garment, they have to go through a shearing process, which is almost another step opposed to a lot of your other fur garments. So that's why prices are generally lower, because you have to have that extra step. What Charlie was telling me, and I find this kind of funny, is the show Yellowstone has driven up a high demand for cowboy hats. Everybody wants to be a cowboy now, and it has driven the price of beaver up accordingly, because they need more felt to make these hats. And I never thought of that. You know, obviously a popular show, you know, but Charlie was telling me he had actually heard that from Grunwald. So I think that's super interesting. A TV show is actually driving up fur prices, you know, because of the demand. Everybody wants to be a cowboy. So anyway, looking good for beaver. Yeah, I think we need to get the guys on the show Yellowstone to start wearing fox and coyote. We need to have some big fur coats on. Maybe it'll help drive prices that way too. But anyway, yeah, beaver was anywhere from $10 to $15. And he did buy a little bit of castor, $40-ish a pound, I think, if I remember correctly, is what he was paying. Somewhere around there. He didn't buy a lot of castor, but castor is obviously up. You know, and in the auctions you may get a lot more if there's a lot more people bidding on it and demand. Castor prices are going to be high. I still think this year. The real disappointing thing that I saw was coyotes. So there really is just no market left for coyotes. You know, with Canada Goose, you know, discounting the ruffs on their coats, there really is no fur market left for coyotes, and I was kind of disappointed to see. So they were paying. There was, I don't know, probably 30 to 40 coyotes maybe went through that truck window, maybe a little less. Anyway, $2 to $3 is what was being paid for coyotes, and it really didn't matter if they were put up or green. So yeah, super disappointing with the coyotes. I mean, you're talking, if you go out and shoot them things this year, your bullets actually costing more sometimes than what the pelts were. So yeah, pretty disappointing with the coyotes from what I saw in that. And you know, I know everybody's all about the coyotes, but if there's a time this year to make you some wall hangers and hang them in your man cave, it would be this year. As I've said in past videos, this year, I'm actually taking all my coyotes. I'm skinning them with all 4 feet on, and I'm tanning them. You know, I'm not going to get rid of a coyote. There's just too much work put into it for a couple of $3. So anyway, I thought that was super interesting. The whole Yellowstone beaver, you know, everybody wants to be a cowboy driving beef prices up, I thought was super interesting. So I thought I'd pass that information along to y'all. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions, you know, regarding what I've been seeing as far as fur prices. There is still a market. I mean, you're not going to get a ton of money, but I did not see him turn away anybody with that brought fur up to the truck windows. So that's encouraging to see. Your prices aren't maybe what you want to get, but you're still going to get rid of them, right? So anyway, like I said, if you don't want to go through the whole deal of selling to the fur market, as I said in my previous video, there are some other markets out there. They're pretty niche, they're pretty lucrative, and you know, you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody to tell you what they are. You're gonna have to go out and look for it. But I'm telling you, it's not just a fur market this year. There's a skull market, there's an essence market, there is a lot of other markets. One thing that I didn't mention in my previous video, and I got called out on it, is the meat market. The reason I didn't mention is because it's not necessarily legal in a lot of states. A lot of your southern states do have a meat market. You know, so if it is legal, definitely check your regulations, but that is something to consider. Down south too, there is also a live market, you know, especially for coyotes. You know, down south there is, and I know those are probably pretty lucrative and pretty niche down there too. So, you know, definitely check your regulations. But, you know, guys, we still need to get out and trap, right? I've mentioned and said this before, especially in my state, right? They are still taking, you know, thousands and tens of thousands of deer and turkey every year, not just in my state, but everywhere. And nobody's trapping these nest raiders and the ground predators. Nobody's running dogs. Nobody's trapping them anymore. And we really, right now, in my opinion, have a super imbalance in those populations because nobody's trapping them or nobody's hunting them. And you may not see it, you know, this year or next year, but eventually you're going to see it. Whenever you have that imbalance, either nature's going to come in and that's going to be ugly, but she's going to level it out, or you're just going to start seeing a decline in the species that you want to go sit out and hunt, right? Which is your deer and turkeys. So anyway, you got a lot of season left. Get out there and trap. Like I said, you still can get rid of your fur. But anyway, that's my mid-season fur market update for you. Coming at you from somewhere in Ohio. I'm not sure exactly where I'm at, but it's 1 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm going to get some sleep. Go meet up with Willie and his daughters tomorrow. We should have just a super fun few days. And yeah, be looking forward to those videos. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys are selling anything down below. I'm sure other people would be curious to see. I am going to get some sleep. I'm tired. I've been driving all day. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Be sure to check out some apparel, some merch. It really does help support the channel. It'll be in the very first link down below. That's all I got for you. I'm tired. As always, appreciate the view. See you on the next one.